U.S. drone strike that Pentagon said killed Kabul suicide bomber actually killed aid worker and 7 children who ran to greet him when he arrived home. Video allegedly shows he filled car with water, not explosives.
Here's a summary of the article.
Aid worker Zamari Ahmadi, 43, was driving the 1996 Toyota Corolla that was destroyed in the August 29 drone strike. The drone strike that the Pentagon claimed killed an ISIS-K suicide bomber in Kabul actually targeted an aid worker who had filled his car with water jugs, rather than explosives, according to a shocking new report. Zamari Ahmadi, 43, was driving the 1996 Toyota Corolla that was destroyed in the August 29 drone strike, killing him and 9 family members, including 7 children, according to a New York Times investigation. All of them were innocent, Ahmadi's brother Emal told the newspaper, noting that Ahmadi had sought refugee status with the U.S. based on his international aid work. The drone strike occurred at the home where Ahmadi lived with 3 of his brothers and their families. According to the Times, killed in the drone strike were Ahmadi and 3 of his children, Zamir, 20, Faisal, 16, and Farzad, 10, Ahmadi's cousin Nasser, 30, 3 of Ahmadi's nephews, Arwin, 7, Benjamin, 6, and Hayat, 2, and 2 3-year-old girls, Malika and Samaya. The drone strike in Kabul came as U.S. forces were on high alert following an ISIS-K suicide blast on August 26 that killed 13 U.S. troops and scores of Afghans on August 26. A separate U.S. drone strike in remote Nangarhar province on August 27 killed 2 alleged ISIS-K planners and facilitators, according to the Pentagon, though their identities have not yet been publicly confirmed.
This post received a score of 110,000, with an upvote ratio of 79%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
One man's terrorist car full of explosives is another's aid worker car full of water surrounded by children.
It wouldn't be polite if we left without committing one last war crime. Well, we gotta make sure we breed some more hatred so that one of them may carry out an attack on the US and we can go straight back into another completely unrelated small country that doesn't agree with our foreign policy.
Those poor kids. Those poor families. I can't even imagine the grief and hatred they must feel for the US. They need more terrorists so they have more reasons to enact the next set of Patriot Acts. The next 9/11 people will just give up more of their freedoms in the name of safety. History repeats itself. And we keep electing imbeciles.
Explains why the White House refused to release the names and basically said, "Trust us, they were the bad guys."
The military initially claimed that there were no civilian casualties. They backtracked because media started reporting on the civilian deaths and because the family was part of an aid agency too. Social media including Reddit started to spread the false info that the missile used was an inert missile without explosives and that it was impossible for this missile to cause the damage that happened above by claiming that this was a justified strike that helped prevent another attack despite no evidence shown for it. 6.
I wonder if they really thought no one would catch them or if they were hoping they could delay the PR crisis long enough that people wouldn't care as much.
The truth is that they got away it for years without public attention that they didn't think it would matter. It was a really special set of circumstances, the withdrawal, the Kabul suicide bombing, the fact that a member of this family was part of an aid agency, the political partisanship that is pushing extra attention on this, etc., that allowed this to come to light. We should consider this family as a representation of a much larger problem.
Exactly. I can only imagine the amount of innocents killed over the past 20 years that we just never heard about. No one can convince me this was a one-and-done, isolated incident.
Shit, man, we have bombed wedding processions, and heard the same song and dance from the Pentagon. We have bombed militants, and then bombed the funerals they've held for those people. The U.S. drone program is monstrous. For some reason, whenever this collateral damage happens, we all just shrug our shoulders and go, whoops. If these kinds of things had been done by troops on the ground with guns, they'd all be court-martialed for war crimes.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.